people, and welcome to another episode of Random Rambling. First thing first, please pardon my voice being so, I don't know how to describe it properly. Well, this is 10 a.m. so I just woke up and I painted my face on and here I am. Another thing is this video will be in English because of one very practical reason. I don't have time to make the subtitles for this week's video since I've just landed a job as a Korean teacher, a part-time job, so no worries, I am still capable of making YouTube videos. I have to, write handouts and prepare stuff to teach in advance, of course. So yeah, that's why I'm a bit, preoccupied. Is that the right word? I don't know. You know what I mean anyway, so apologies for those who want to, do a sort of like listening in other languages. But we'll get back to that part next week, promise. Pinky promise. Yeah. And since language wise I'm not making my video useful here, to boost its usefulness so that people will actually click on this video, let's talk about something that is more practical. And by practical I mean talk about Chinese culture, or at least the culture in Hong Kong, about eating with a lot of people. So yeah, table manners. Actually, about cultural stuff, I find it like quite difficult to do things like this, at least in this channel, because it's kind of hard to balance the linguistic usefulness between the cultural usefulness. The thing is, if I'm pay more attention to cultural things, then I have to do more explanation in English, because that's the easiest way to get people to understand what is happening behind such behaviors and stuff. But if I spending too much time talking in English, that means I will have less time to actually teach Cantonese vocab or sentences. So to people who already have those cultural experiences or knowledge, and they're only here for linguistic reasons, then that will be somewhat useless, meaningless to them. Now you know how difficult my life is, okay? So maybe I guess it will be a decent idea to put more cultural things in this series. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll be a bad idea because I ramble a lot. Okay, let's get into the stuff. So yeah, Chinese table manners. So I've listed out 5 of them, and 4 of them are no-nos. Don't do that. So if you have a Cantonese friend, or just Chinese friends in general, because I guess we have like 90% identical culture. And yeah, so if you have a Chinese friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, anyway, and you're going to have food with the friend's family, and you want to look like a decent human being, and not to embarrass yourself, please don't do the four of the things that I told you not to. The first no that we're gonna talk about this, in Cantonese called 飞象过河, literally flying elephants crossing the river. No, not the froggy kind of game. Is not a game. It describes the behavior that you actually standing up, moving your arms across the whole table and go for the food that you want. From the documentaries or food TV programs that I watched in my TV, it seems like in the Western world, I don't know how to call it properly, I'm scared. The Western kind of eating cultures, you have a big, pot of food and you pre-serve them to everyone, and everyone just eat from the plate from start to finish. But that is not the case in Chinese culture. Yeah, we do have, a lot of big plates of food in the middle of the table as well. But the thing is, we don't pre-serve them in proportion to everyone. You have a bowl of rice, or you just have a bowl and you pick up the bite size of the food that you want. So let's say we have chickens, then I want a piece of chicken legs this time, so I pick it up, and then the next time you pick up the chicken wings and stuff like that. So this happened when your favorite piece of chicken legs is across the other side of the table. Do not stand up and aim your chopsticks at those, and because that's considered rude, and you may fall over and ruin people's day. So the proper way to do it is ask the person that is actually sitting the nearest of that piece of chicken legs and ask them to help. Or, well, now you know why the spinning DJ looking glass spinny thing, why it is there on the Chinese restaurant's table. It is for this purpose. You turn that plate until the chicken leg appears in front of your eyes again. So in short, always go for the food that is the nearest to you. The second thing is about chopsticks. No, I'm not going to teach you how to use chopsticks and say you must use it in the correct standard way, because at least in Hong Kong, many locals are not doing that nowadays. So I don't think we have the I don't know what's the word here. I don't think we have the privilege or to demand people in another culture to properly learn how to use chopsticks. So we're not doing that. Instead, I'm just going to tell you 2 things that you don't do with chopsticks. The first one is, whether you yourself are a drummer or not, please do not use chopsticks as drumsticks and improvise some sick beats. Okay, well, that is noisy, and how parents reacted to like rock music, they don't like that, so that's rude. The worst case is if you are making music with your chopsticks and hitting the ball, then that's worse, because traditionally this is how you summon the ghosts. So don't do that, because Chinese are very superstitious in such a way. The other thing that I said don't do is, if you have a bowl of rice, bowl of anything, do not, vertically stick your chopsticks on that bowl of food, because apparently this is how you summon the ghosts as well. And the third thing is, I find it quite, I can't say it's fascinating because it's not actually, it's quite interesting. So this about whether you should hold your bowl on your hands while eating or not. In Western culture, it's like you use a plate, so you don't have to. Plus, both of your hands will be occupied with like a fork and a knife, so no problem. But in Asia, the only utensils you need are chopsticks. And with the bowl, in some Asian culture, like in Korean culture, you are not supposed to, hold up the bowl, because that's apparently what poor people do, and you don't want to behave like a peasant. It's a good thing to hold your bowl and hold your chopsticks and eat food in Chinese culture. That's what I'm trying to say. Otherwise, you will be described as 少礼拜. I don't know why or how this is from, like why. The fourth thing that you should not do is actually, well, this is applicable to situations when you have to eat with people that you do not know or not familiar with, not close to. I wanted to sneeze, but it just escaped. Remember when I said like how we consume food, piece by piece, instead of like pre-dividing everything for everyone? So what if you are not close to these people that you are having a meal with, even though you basically are sticking your chopsticks into the same plate? That's kind of gross because you have your saliva on that. Your chopsticks, I mean. To prevent such gross looking scenarios, people use serving chopsticks instead. That way, no saliva on the plate of food. Everyone is safe, everyone is happy. So whenever there's a case that you see the serving chopsticks appeared on, the table, use them. Well, those are 4 things that I do not recommend you to do. But this one is, you can score some extra points if you do them. The first thing is, before you're having a meal, you address people and basically just saying bon appetit, that kind of, thing. The simplest way is 大家食飯, everyone have food. It's a polite way to address people. Oh, we are having a meal. It is not a bad thing, not necessarily a bad thing if you don't do it, but it will always be a good thing if you do it. Well, the other thing is, pretty much in the same kind of mindset. I don't know, I mess up the description all the time. That is, you pick up food for someone else. Well, the easiest way is if your boyfriend or girlfriend likes chicken legs and you pick up a piece of chicken legs and put it in their bowl. And you can pick up food for, anyone else. Well, basically the one that you're trying to impress, so yep. But people will be like, oh, this foreigner knows stuff. If you know how to, address people before eating, or you pick up food for people. Yeah, I guess that is a wrap for this episode. This one is less like rambling, but more like, a spin-off of the Cantonese series. I don't know. That's the content for this video. Let me know if you like this kind of stuff in the comment section down below. Also, I'm still collecting questions, so leave questions, or maybe you can just say stuff in the comments down below, and I will, answer you in the future episode of the Q&A. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this content and you find it enjoyable. Also subscribe to this channel for weekly Cantonese tutorial vlogs. I guess this is considered as a vlog. Also time-lapse drawing video. Yep. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I'm now trying to draw comics. Yeah.